Justice me.
Money in the way for what they got to say. I throw it up, it's falling down, it's definitely in the way.
Welcome back, guys. This is the fourth episode of Chart Talk with Shake and myself. We can get started again, like we said before. If you pull up TradingView, pull up a 1 year chart. We're gonna run through some ideas, market outlook, best worst trade, top ideas for the week, as well as the book of the week. So, Shake, you want to get started with the market outlook?
Absolutely. It's big news over the weekend with the G20 summit. Pretty much, the market loves the news. We're gapping up like crazy right now. We agreed to a ceasefire with China, no more tariffs while negotiation talks are ongoing. So the market likes that news, and Trump conceded a bit. We're letting U.S. companies sell to Huawei again, the Chinese tech company. So overall, the market likes that a lot, and we're gapping up big. So with a lot of charts setting up, it could potentially be a great week. We can't fall into the trap of buying the first gap up right off the open. And then, market comes in and pulls in and consolidates, and then that's a real buy. Usually on days like this, the real buys happen around 10:30 a.m. when the market fills that gap a little bit, and then things start to go. So everything looks good. Just be patient off the open Monday, I'd say.
Like that. There's two sectors that are still kind of setting up. We have financials, VFH. You can take that overhead, macro downtrend, kind of through that 70 area. You can see kind of the same in materials, VAW, it started to break out like that, 127.5 area. We can see like the next pivot high is at 130. So those are two sectors that are kind of setting up for, some potential entries. If you like, we can jump into some of the member charts for the week.
All right, let's do it.
We got Eric Flores, GDI, 35.
Yeah, I love this chart. I love the power earnings gap. Capped up on earnings, flagged out for a few weeks. This is like a textbook trade for us. Really nice weekly consolidation at a very important macro level. I like this GDI a lot. I'm not sure if it's completely ready yet. Maybe a couple more days of sideways, but this or next week, I like this one.
Yeah, seeing the 30, even at 36, it's like that looks like such like a solid level. You're just gonna need some time.
Absolutely.
We got Lewis Stein, MNSTI 64.5.
What was it?
MNST.
Oh, Monster. Yeah, I like this macro chart. The thing is that the stock is kind of trading wide still on the daily. You see it had these huge 3 sell days in the beginning of June. Really big sell. The stock is trading really wide right now, so I don't love looking to enter it just yet. I want to see it consolidate a bit more. But good macro chart, strong name. The weekly looks good. So in time maybe, but I'm not in love with it this week because so many other names are setting up.
Yeah, it reminds me almost very just like GDI as well. Like 66 is like that longer term buy. That's like that'll be 4 times the charm, 5 times the charm through that spot. It's the same thing. It's just still pretty wide with you on that one. Juan Pablo, KTOS 23.
Yeah, this one's a pure breakout play. I like this chart a lot. It would have been nice to get in Friday. It had a pretty big day, but that's to say like most of the charts. But through 23, a pure breakout play. This one looks good. Looks like it moves higher.
We got Eddie with ACAM 81.
Yeah, I like this ACAM a lot. If you look back on the weekly chart, this 81, 82 area is a really important level for the stock. Couple that with the daily chart really setting up. This is a really nice setup. Daily chart setup, weekly chart setup, time frame continuity. So gotta like that one.
Yeah, it's been like set up for like almost 3 years now. So it's like,
Yeah, that one looks very ready.
This thing's gotta go. Let's see. We got Ivan Pega, PEGA through 72.
So I highlighted this one on the shakedown too. This stock is one of my top priorities this week. So the reason I love it so much, it's an obvious support buy, but this name is a really high beta name. And if you can catch it in the right spot, it has this huge macro level overhead at $75. So if I can get in here, I potentially have a huge risk reward trade on my hand in a name that really moves when it sets up. So, making 20% on this name wouldn't be crazy. This stock is on my high priority list Monday morning.
Yeah. Even like last week, Valentino caught Sky W, and that was the same thing. It was like a support buyback above 57. Dollar risk. He's up, $3.50 already, and he's got like great stock for that eventual move through 62. And it's like he can just sit pretty. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. Just he's got good stock, and he can kind of let it work for him, which is what this peg kind of is looking like as well.
That's the advantage of these support buys, because now when it gets to the 62 level in the Sky W, we're all going to be trying to buy it, and it's going to be a much tougher buy. Now it'll shake out the level or do whatever it has to do. But if you have the support buy, you have the wide stop, you're comfortable with your stock. So that's definitely an advantage of these support buys.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that one. We have Chatty, Adam, AZPN.
Yeah, this one looks really good through highs. And if you look at the weekly chart, that 119 on the weekly chart was a big level. It just turned that into support. So, old resistance turns to new support. So this one definitely looks like it's going higher. Nice consolidation on the daily, about 4 or 5 weeks of consolidation. Really like that one too.
Nice. Let's see what we got next. We got Remy CCI, 132.
So speaking of old resistance turns to new support, that's what he's looking for in the CCI. I see the trade that he's looking for. I'm not exactly sure it's ready yet. It might need a couple more days of sideways. It hasn't really proved it wants to turn this 130 into new support enough for me yet. After the kind of tough fall from highs. So if this based out for just 3 days, it held this support, I'll look to buy that one on the way up again. Yeah, I can see it, but not exactly yet.
Yeah, it's like that 130 support is like almost too perfect just yet, where it's just like, we need like a little bit more of a shakeout, and then we get it back when like no one wants it.
Right.
That easier move. Khan, he had NXTS, sorry.
NXST.
Yeah.
I've been watching this one develop. I like this chart a lot. It's this 97.50 area. It's turned to support. Looks really good for a nice little support buy in time. Through that 102.50 area first, and then
105.
Then that 105 is the more important level. Yeah, definitely gonna be watching this one. It might need a few more days of consolidation, but through that first resistance level should be nice.
This is almost like a perfect example, like what we want to see in CCI. Like CCI just held that one day, and like this has been holding for a month. So like this looks like so much better to buy because it's been selling all month. Where CCI, it's like day 1, day 2, everyone wants it to go, and it's like it's probably not. So
right. That 97.50 proved it wants to turn into support with that with the weeks of consolidation.
Yeah. Let's see. We got David looking at Bold 38.
We've been watching this Bold for a while. We were looking at it for a breakout through that 41, 42 level. It looks okay. I know what he's looking for, the support buy. The problem for me with that is it's kind of stuck in the middle of the range. It's not a great support. It's not a tight support buy. It's still a really wide support buy. So the risk reward isn't there for me for the support buy. It's like at this point, because it's in the middle of the range, I'm just going to wait for it to get back to resistance and maybe build a flag for the breakout. If it was closer to that 36 area support, I would like it a lot more.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And we got Heaven with Etsy. Etsy 63.
It's Etsy, man. If it goes up to that 63, it's been so weak, so I almost don't expect it to. However, I mean, because of the long-term trend, it definitely makes sense. I just think the price action in it is almost signaling that this one needs to cool off. But, it could surprise you. It could turn around and hold that support and rip through, and then I'll be, saying the opposite in a week. So not exactly sure on that one. I think it's kind of been weaker. But if it crosses that area that he's talking about, 63, 64, then it might be good for a support buy.
Yeah. I feel I'm with you. It still seems like that 60, like it just looks like it wants to just kind of flush that. And then, everyone forgets about it. And then we look back and like, how do we not get 64? But again, it seems like a lot of these, the overall theme is like, it needs time. It's not going to be,
Right. We've been seeing a lot of relative strength in a lot of these momentum names. And the fact that we haven't really seen it in Etsy kind of turns me off to it a little bit.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. We looks like we ran through all the main ideas for the week. You want to jump into, best worst?
Absolutely. I mean, congrats to all the holders in this SRPT, mother of God. Huge news with Pfizer. What was it? Pfizer's either getting into the market or getting out of the market with their drug. I'm not sure exactly what the news is. I mean, I'm just trading the chart there, and it just gave us like a 25% move in probably 8 days. You don't always get these type of wins often, you know. So that one was a huge trade. I took a lot of profit in that one. Just getting that kind of move on a Friday is a gift. What do you got? Oh, and also this EA for me was a great trade. So we originally bought this first day. The first day it broke that 96, 95 we were talking about in the video last week.
Mhm.
What I did really well in this trade was that when I saw it hold that 95.50 support, the 95 area, I added to the trade. I'm really tight risk. So now I have a huge position as it's breaking out. So I'm doing really well with this one. I'm very relatively heavy in it. So that was definitely, those two are my best trades of the week. My worst trade, IBP. What a day. What a day Friday. So I bought a feeler in this stock at the beginning of the week. Yeah, absolutely brutal.
Oh.
I bought a feeler. I got stopped out, and then I see it breaking higher, and I wasn't in a rush to buy it or ever. Just took that loss in it, and then I completely missed the breakout. Thing just shake out and then break out. It's like the perfect momentum example where it's like I got shaken out, so either I have to chase it or I have to let it go. And I guess I should have chased this one.
Yeah. So let's see. I had a couple little trades. We had MU that 36. Got filled basically right off the open. What was that? I think that was on Wednesday. So I'm just
that earnings break.
Yeah, caught that one. The Voya 55. Again, I've been buying that since June 19th. So I added again. I think that was on Friday. Again, big up to buy stops. I was in Costa Rica surfing and checking the chat and talking about Voya, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I got filled. So I got added.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah. So
some of us had to be at the desk trading. How Costa Rica was nice.
Yeah, another one, CMA 72. That was a little support buyback, a little base, just a little financial name. Just trying to put a little bit more money there. Picked up a little Goldman Sachs this week through 200, and
that Goldman looks good. I think that long term it's ready to turn around. I think finally above that 200-day moving average. I like that one long term.
Yeah, and then we have interesting one was like this AAP where it's like all week. Again, I got ticked in 156, and we had a couple guys who like wanted to buy off 150, and I'm like, this almost looks like a short, even though I'm long, like down through those lows, and it actually held. So I'll still be adding through 156. It still seems like that, below that, what's that, 149 is like that real out. So like I got very lucky in this trade because my stop was within probably 50 cents of that low. So that was an interesting one. I think my definitely bad trade was just missing SRPT again, just being away, not trying to have a ton of orders out when I'm, trying to go on vacation, but still kind of keeping some in. So I missed that big leg, but you guys murdered it on Friday. So
they call that an expensive vacation.
Yeah, vacate trade. So I had the vacate trade SRPT, but again, you guys owe me money, and so I was pumped. I was willing
the
to.
team's winning, yeah.
I'll fall in line for that one. You want to jump into some of the top ideas for the week?
Yeah, there are a lot of great charts out there this week. Again, definitely want to be patient off the open tomorrow, but market looks pretty good. Market likes the news, so I think we're going to get a nice move this week. There are a bunch of these names. There's 5.9, FIVN. There's a bunch of buybacks, like these names that were really strong, and then they're giving really tight entries after they pulled back. I thought the market was putting a short-term top last week. And then we just saw a ton of shred. I think we're ready for new highs. So I'm looking at names that were leaders that are giving us nice pullback opportunities. For example, this 5.9 FIVN, so tight through this 5150 area, an area that was very important resistance a few weeks ago. I like this Cyber. So the Cyber was funny. I was trying to short the Cyber this week, and then that support just held so well. I got so much good information just staring at this name all week. So it's got a really nice support buy opportunity through that 128, 129 area. Just kind of converging trend lines there in a really strong name. MDB, if you had the chance to buy 152 10 days ago when it came out with those earnings, you would have been all over it after you saw that
Yeah.
move. Now it's kind of giving us that opportunity again. It had a nice hammer on the daily Friday, signaling it's somewhat ready to turn that resistance to support. No confirmation yet, but I'm going to look for an intraday setup Monday to get in this one long. What else? That Pega that we mentioned before, and I also like this Mime, M-I-M-E. Another one of these software names that pull back and is giving us a kind of, this is more of a support entry buy down here, but tight inside week. I think we get a nice move through 47 for a tight entry.
I like that. I have just a couple names. So we got CPA 100. Yeah, it's still been setting up since mid 2018. That's kind of like that broader base buyback through hundreds. Just keeps getting tighter. We got Blue 128, 130-ish. That's been a base. It's been set up for some time. We actually bought 130. Nick Neff had this one for probably the whole year. So we got that same trade, 130's resistance. Just buy up through it. And then the GWPH again. We've been watching this one for who knows how long through that 180. Those top three. And then we got yeah.
I like that. I like that GWPH a lot. That's on my list as well next week.
And we got like stopwise. Again, we've been seeing this SFIX. Again, one of the things I've been trying to work on is just when the name doesn't get that crazy of a breakout, it's just keeping that break even stop. Just like in BA, I'll probably get stopped out from that 360 buy, but SFIX is one. Break even stop, and then Friday it rips, and now it's like okay, now we know that break even stop was right, and if we get that follow through, even better. And then a name like BA, that break even stop, it's probably going to push me out. Not the end of the world. Break even trade, and I can always move on. But for now, it's just still holding. And that's the main things that I think we covered it all.
Covered it all.
Yeah. Jumping into any books of the week.
Book of the week, absolute classic. Shoe Dog, Phil Knight, the story of Nike. Just great story of how he created from absolutely nothing to something massive. It's a great book, great read.
Nice. Mine again. I just finished Give and Take. I believe we talked about this one last week. The main thing is like there's three different people. There's givers, takers, and matchers. In the long run, givers always tend to pan out the best, and that's something that you and I both have been working very hard business wise to just be more of that person. And the takers are just people that are always just looking to just take, and they're short term they tend to get the best, but long term they kind of burn a lot of bridges. So this is a really good book. I love this one. Almost like How to Win and Influence Friends. A lot of those like real classic books. Very easy read. Definitely recommend this one.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah, I think we called it. All right.
All right.
Till next week, guys.
Till next week.